Hi friends, it's Not Sab. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about something that's a little bit TMI, but like what's new? When do I not overshare about my life? And I'm pretty sure I've already told this story somewhere on the internet, so like why not make a video about it? I'm gonna tell the story about the worst UTI that I remember having, and it has to do with doing the do. If you get my drift. It's like in the first minute of the YouTube video, and if I talk about anything inappropriate in the first minute, I'll get demonetized. But anyway, before we get started, I would like to thank Wisp for sponsoring this video. Wisp is a sexual health resource that delivers any meds or products that are related to sexual or reproductive health. So whether you need birth control, emergency contraceptives, antiviral pills or creams for genital herpes, or perhaps antibiotics for UTIs or homeopathic products for UTIs, Wisp is the place to get it. Wisp is the place to be, I'm telling you. So check them out. They're linked in the description below, and you can also wait till the end of the video so I can tell you what products I got and how they've helped me tremendously. Okay, I'm so excited. Let's get into it. And thanks again, Wisp, for sponsoring this video. Let me tell you some background before I get started with this story. I am very susceptible to UTIs because I have a vagina, of a Gucci, if you will. And people with vaginas have shorter ureters, so that's basically your pee hole connected to your bladder. And people with penises have longer ureters because, you know, it's the length of the penis. All right, great, wonderful, having a great time. Not only am I more susceptible to UTIs because I have my reproductive structure of the vagina, but I was also born with short ureters, which are the tubes that connect from the kidneys. So you have two kidneys up here, right? And then you have the tubies that connect to your bladder. And so my tubes are shorter than usual, and so it makes me more susceptible to urinary tract infections. And the urinary tract is, you know, the kidneys, the ureters, the bladder, the pee tube, the urethra, and the pee hole. Great anatomy lesson. I'm a biology major, can you tell? When I was a baby, I'm talking like 1 year old, 2 years old, freshly out of the womb, I was hospitalized for UTI. They had to give me a catheter, which is like a pee tube to make you pee, because I wasn't peeing. Let's get into the story. Sorry, that took so long. Anyways, this was, I would say, I think like 2 or 3 years ago. This was when I was starting to get sexually active with my ex, with my last relationship. Before this, I wasn't getting UTIs regularly. I wasn't having any of the like symptoms of like the cloudy pee or having to urinate frequently. You know, when you have sex, when you talk about sex, when you talk about reproductive health and all that, the main thing people tell you when you have sex is like, use protection. It doesn't matter if you can't get pregnant or whatever. Use protection. There's STDs. You don't want to get pregnant. While you should still do that, there's also other things that you should consider, and that is cleanliness. I'm not talking about like STDs. I'm literally just talking about general hygiene, and I didn't know this at the time. I'm telling you here, right now, everyone watching, no matter what your gender or your sexual orientation, whatever your identity is, please wash your genitals. Wash your genitals, and make sure your partner washes their genitals as well. Wash your genitals before you have sex, please. That way there's less of a chance of you getting a UTI. There's less bacteria, you know, getting all up in the crevices. I didn't know this at the time, so my ex and I had sex. And another important thing you should do after you have sex is to wash your genitals again. You know, just, and it's also like, why wouldn't you? Don't you want to have like clean parts all the time? But I guess when it happened with me, I was pretty late at night, I'm pretty sure, or I was just like, we were cuddling and I was like, oh, I don't want to get up right now. Please, please, please wash your genitals before and after you have sex, and pee after you have sex, because when you pee, it flushes out all the bacteria that's in your urinary tract, and it prevents them from crawling up into your kidneys, crawling up into your bladder. This was back when, again, I wasn't getting UTIs frequently, so I wasn't drinking a lot of water anyway, and I guess I didn't pee after I had sex, and I didn't pee before I went to bed for some reason, which is like crazy to me now because I always make sure that I pee right before I go to bed. And so I woke up at 2 a.m. with shivers and a fever. I was wearing a sweater and I had my blanket over myself, and I was like, something's not right, I don't know. So I went to go check my temperature. I was like above 100, obviously, because that's what a fever is. And then I went to the bathroom, and my mom doesn't know this. My mom knows I had a UTI, but she doesn't know like what my pee looked like. But when I peed, it was literally like, it looked like blood. It was like brown, like I was peeing blood. It was very scary. I was also peeing out like blood clots. I'll tell you how it felt. It was very painful when I peed, and the blood clots felt like I was like peeing out air, like air was coming out, but really it was just like clots of blood. I'll put the color up on the screen. This is the color that it was. It was like this brown murky color, and it smelled horrible. It was just like a lot of ammonia, you know. It was disgusting. Okay, here, I'll reenact it. I'm peeing, okay? Something smells a little bit funny. I look down. Oh my god, I'm peeing blood. Fine. So I flushed it, and I was like, okay, I may be dying. Let's figure this out. So I went to Google, as one does. I typed up my symptoms, and the first thing that came up was urinary tract infection. And so I texted my mom. It's 3 a.m. Mom, I think I have a UTI, LOL. I said my pee was dark and I have a fever. The urgent care isn't open, so I just have to wait it out, basically. Then she came into my room early in the morning at like 6 a.m. or something, and she said, you have a UTI, blah, 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 blah. At the time, I was too ashamed to tell her that I was sexually active, but of course she knows now, because it's just kind of common sense, you know? It was at the beginning of my new relationship with my ex, so I didn't want to tell her that I was sexually active. I was like, no, I'm not sexually active. I'm not sexually active. I lied to her, and I even lied to my doctor, because I was like, because she was also in the room with me. The urgent care opened at like 8 or 9 a.m. and so I had to wait a couple hours to go to the urgent care. And that morning when I woke up, I remember I was really scared to pee, because I didn't want it to hurt again, and I didn't want to smell it again, and I didn't want to see it again, because it's very, very shocking to like look down into the toilet and see something that isn't normal pee or poop, you know? It's like, oh, that's blood. Oh, what do I do? Oh, that's not good. Actually, when I went pee, I don't know why, but it was like back to normal color. I mean, normal. It was still kind of cloudy, because obviously I had a UTI, but it wasn't like dark brown anymore, you know? I knew that if I had a UTI, they were gonna ask me to pee in a cup so they could get a urine sample, a urine culture, and see all the bacteria and stuff. So I chugged a bunch of water. I go to the urgent care. I pee in the cup. It's so gross. It was like cloudy. I could see stuff floating in it, and like I just handed it to the person. Like they saw it, and like they knew, like I saw it in their eyes, or they knew that I was a UTI. They gave me antibiotics, and I don't remember if it was this time or another time that I had a UTI, but the first round of antibiotics didn't work, so I had to go on another round of different antibiotics. I just was on a lot of antibiotics as a baby and when I was younger, you know, so the bacteria, my body was probably resistant to that antibiotic, and I had to go on another antibiotic. Eventually it goes away after my second round of antibiotics, but then 2 months later I get another UTI, again because of his sexual intercourse. I have flare-ups once in a while where sometimes I don't drink enough water, and my pee will just be cloudy, even though like I haven't had sex, I haven't done anything. It's just that I didn't drink enough water, or I drink soda, or I drink boba, or I drink coffee or tea or anything that isn't water, and I didn't drink water alongside it, because if I just drink the soda, bacteria will be like, we're gonna make a nice little home here, you know, there's so much sugar here and not a lot of water. That basically translates into I have to pee a lot. All the time. On Twitter, I talk about having to pee all the time, because that's just a truth. There's two constants in my life. I am constantly filled with pee, and I'm constantly filled with anxiety. So I'm really happy that I have the opportunity to use Wisp's products. So Wisp has UTI antibiotics, but I'm not currently fighting a urinary tract infection, so I don't need antibiotics. I have the Demonos, which is an over-the-counter UTI prevention. So Demonos is usually taken alongside UTI antibiotics for treatment to get rid of the symptoms faster. or it's taken before you do activities that are known to cause a UTI to prevent the infection altogether. So this would be like before sex, or like some people get it like before they exercise, stuff like that. And they have so much more information about Demonos on their website if you want to go check that out. I also have the reproductive probiotics. Probiotics basically are just like live bacteria, I'm not sure, live microorganisms, I'll say that. They help maintain your vaginal balance. As always, I always say this whenever I talk about birth control or something like that. Whenever you're about to take a new product, a new medicine, make sure you consult your primary care physician to see if it's right for you, especially if you're taking other medications. How do I end this video? I talked about a lot. This is a lot. I feel like we've grown closer. Pee and wash after and before you have sex. Drink lots of water. Don't drink too many sugary things. I just hope that your bladder stay healthy. I hope your kidneys stay healthy. I hope that you stay healthy. So yeah, thank you guys so much for sitting through this video and sitting through my sad sob story of my UTIs. But I had a lot of fun. Check out Wisp, link in the description. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at NotSabReyes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!